In many parts of the world, fruit is just a health food. However, in places like Japan, fruit is often considered a luxury item. After all, why buy a car or a fancy watch when you could buy a mango or grapes for the same price instead? These expensive fruits are given as gifts in the highly important gift-giving culture of Japan. You might feel weird giving a mango or a melon to your boss, but in the land of the rising sun, it's a surefire way to stay in their good graces. Today, we're going to take a look at the luxury fruits of Japan, which has seen the sale of the most expensive fruits in the world. Miyazaki mangoes. $3,744. Known as the egg of the sun mangoes, these aren't standard mangoes from a local fruit stand. On average, they sell for a whopping $50 for a single mango. That's about the size of your hand. In 2019, a pear sold for a shocking $3,744. For reference, that's higher than the average monthly income for an individual in the United States. Would you shell out a month's pay for a pair of mangoes? My guess is probably not. These mangoes are plentiful in Japan, so clearly it's not their rarity that makes them so expensive. So, how are they selling for such a ridiculous price? That all comes down to the unique way these mangoes are grown. Painstakingly cared for in greenhouses across the Miyazaki region of Japan. These mangoes are coddled from the time they are pollinated to the time they're shipped off to auction. After a plant is pollinated, the smallest fruits are removed, leaving the nutrients for the larger, more profitable mangoes. It's survival of the fittest in these greenhouses, and a massive number of mangoes don't make the cut. After the strong are allowed to grow, they're wrapped in a hanging net. While in this net, the water and sunlight are carefully monitored. The net allows the mangoes to get sunlight from all angles. But where these nets really make a difference is when the mangoes ripen. Most mangoes are picked off the vine before they reach their peak. However, Miyazaki mangoes are allowed to fall off the vine as they would naturally. Except in these greenhouses, they fall into plush cushioning in the net attached to them. It's a flawless way to ensure the mangoes are ripe, fresh, and the best of the best. This makes a huge difference. Apparently, Miyazaki mangoes are 15 times sweeter than your run-of-the-mill mango. I might have to get my hands on one of those for my morning protein smoothie. Densookay watermelons, $6,100. If you've ever wanted a goth watermelon, Densookay watermelons in Hokkaido, Japan are the answer to your prayers. Incredibly rare, with less than 100 grown each year, these melons with a unique black rind sell for a startling $250 per melon on average. In 2016, a single melon of superior quality sold for $6,100. As I've mentioned, in Japan, luxury fruit is one of the most sought-after gifts during the gift-giving holidays. In Japanese culture, gift-giving is a huge sign of respect and is expected in the workplace. While we might settle for chocolates in the United States, Japan leans toward things like Densookay watermelons. To each their own, I suppose. But are these melons really that different from normal watermelons? Surprisingly, not entirely. They are noted for a bit of a sweeter flavor and a smaller size, but overall, you're paying for the rarity and that spooky black exterior. Ruby Roman grapes, $11,000. Grapes aren't exactly considered a luxury fruit in most of the world. That is, unless they're being turned into wine. A new variety called Ruby Roman grapes was created to change that in 2008. Originally selling for $26 per grape. Yes, $26 per grape. These grapes have climbed the ladder to become an absurdly popular and expensive product. In 2019, a record was shattered by a hotel owner in Japan who coughed up $11,000 for a bundle of 24 grapes. Doing a little math, that comes out to about $460 per grape. Like most of the other fruits on this list, Ruby Roman grapes go through a pretty intense process to determine their quality. There are strict rules in place to ensure only the best grapes are certified as Ruby Romans. Each grape must weigh more than 20 grams and have at least an 18% sugar content. In turn, this results in each individual grape being incredibly sweet, with low acidity and about the size of a ping pong ball. Though I'm not sure a grape the size of a ping pong ball is worth $460, but apparently quite a few of the wealthy individuals in Japan think so. Yubari King melons, $45,000. The title of the most expensive fruit ever sold is held proudly by a pair of Yubari King melons, sold at an auction in 2019. Feel like buying a brand new luxury car or paying a year or two of college tuition? Well, forget about it. You can just buy 2 cantaloupes instead. A staple in Japanese gift-giving, melons have long been given as a sign of respect to bosses, in-laws, and co-workers. If you're looking for a raise from your boss in Japan, gifting melons might be the way to go. However, Yubari King melons rank highly above any others you can find in the store. These melons go through an unbelievable process to be ready to hit the shelves. Everything is done by hand and measured down to the degree. The most surprising process they go through is the method by which they receive their beautiful design on the exterior. But if you'd like to hear more about that, you'll have to check out my other video all about them. You can find the link in the description below. So, did this video make you want to run out and get a fruit basket for a boss or loved one? Or do you think the price of these fruits is a bit excessive? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip pip, da doodly doo.